Why a preview's not coming up? Well, let's see. Let's just try it. We are live. Here we go. All right.
What is up?
Yo, we definitely run a tech platform and clearly know how to set up this kind of thing.
Dude, we need live streaming on StoryFire stat.
Guys, let us know if it's echoing.
You guys serious?
My preview's not coming up.
Oh, there we go.
Turn it on. Then
We are live.
turn me off, Brian. Turn me off.
Here we go. All right.
How do I turn you off?
Turn the audio off on that stream you're watching. Yo, what's up, guys? Can you guys see us? Are we good? Let me get the green light. Get the green light from Ashley. Brian, were we good on the stream? Brian? Brian? Oh, I can't hear you. You gotta unmute yourself.
Where am I muting you now?
As long as I'm muted on the stream, you're good.
You guys see us? We good? We get
Okay, so we're good here? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
that's pretty good.
Okay, all right.
All right, we're fine. We're fine. We got Nick Virgenis in here. Shout out.
What's
For
up?
that lovely thumbnail. Guys, I'm going to share this on social media now. Bear with us here. Tiny, thank you for the $50. I wish that was put towards a StoryFire NFT bid. But, all right, Brian. We got Brian Spitz here, guys. Founder of StoryFire, YouTuber 24. You guys know and love him.
What's cracking? What's cracking, people? Hello. How we doing?
You got your old pal McJuggerNuggets here. I'm just making sure I got to share the stream out, and then we're going to get right into it. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to lay them down in the chat. I know it's a pretty crazy thing with this NFT and the future of StoryFire, so unload.
Ty, I see your question.
Feel free to field any questions, Brian, if you see them in the chat.
Yeah. I got this one here by Ty. He's asking about databases and what will be passed over to the new owner / investor / partner. I mean, the bare minimum of what we need will be passed over to keep the accounts alive and well. No personal information as deemed so by the government. So an email, potentially, whatever was used to create an account. You know, no real names, not your legal address, nothing like that. But passing over to the platform, Ty, without use some basic, account information would just kill everything, right? So some of that will be transferred. And that's like in our kind of legal docs about merging sort of platforms and acquisition stuff. It's in the terms of service. So there's more of that there. Hope that makes sense.
All right, guys, we are officially shared out on Twitter. Feel free to share it around because, look, I mean, some of you guys might not be participating in the auction, but it's important that we get this out there so we can answer any people who want to buy this thing, their questions. We've been seeing a lot on Twitter, people confused, like, is this legitimate? What are we getting? You know, I've seen questions about debt, you name it. So we'll just be taking questions out of the chat. And then, Brian, if there's anything you wanted to kind of kick us off with about the NFT, like, is this real?
You told me it was. You listened. That's what? This is real, guys. This is the way that Jesse and I have figured out how to keep this fire going, how to save this fire. This is like the best avenue that we have at this point after 40 VC meetings and what have you. This is kind of the way for us to realize our real dream, which is to create this decentralized community content platform, right, Jess?
Yeah. Seeing a lot of questions right now. It's all in the same vein. Effectively, yes, we are selling StoryFire. We wish it didn't have to come to this, but as you guys know, this situation as of 2 months ago, we were shutting down. We ran out of resources. So instead, I was able to keep it alive, but now it's to the point where we still need money. We're always going to need money to run this company because we don't have the investor support. So we're selling it off. However, the intention and the hope is by using the NFT as a hype vehicle and exposing us also to the blockchain space, which we're pumped on for Blaze, hopefully we can find a buyer or an investor through this that would be also willing to keep Brian and I on the project, and we can keep the vision alive. But as far as Brian and I go, you know, our pockets, our bank account, we can't keep the platform alive anymore. So we're kind of left with not much option. However, we're both pretty excited about all this because it's never been done before.
Yeah. Tiny lasagna, is that $100? Am I reading that right? This might be my first live YouTube stream. Is that right?
Tiny, you're an icon of something. Please know that much love from me. Thank you, Tiny. Tiny, we got to get some bids. Yo, what would be super exciting, I'm going to share the listing in the stream chat, and make sure, moderators, you guys keep the listing around the StoryFire NFT. We'd love to see a bid. I mean, if you're dropping $100 on the live stream, and look, you might not want to buy StoryFire exactly, but the NFT itself is going to be it already is a valuable collectible. This thing is going to be a meme. It already is a meme. I would want to have this thing because there's only one of it. And you get the platform. You can be like, yo, I'm the guy who bought StoryFire, because you can buy it for less than $800 right now. It's so insane.
I mean, did you just say that? Wait, what?
Yeah, that's real. The few $1 million, all the years of hard work, is selling for around $800 cash currently. Well, Ethereum, but yeah.
What is an NFT?
You got this one, Brian?
Non-fungible taco? Jesse, you made a video about that. Come on.
I did. It's a non-fungible token, guys. So it's basically minted on the blockchain, but it could be a piece of art, a domain name. In this situation, it's a whole platform minted on the blockchain, and we're just using the art as like a placeholder. So the real appeal here is non-fungible. It can't be copied. There's only one of it. So it's all running through blockchain, so you got to have cryptocurrency to buy it. Basically, how we're using it, imagine it basically like an eBay auction, but with cryptocurrency involved, and there being more kind of copyright or intellectual property attached to the item. If that made no sense whatsoever, or it's like completely unnecessarily complicated, welcome to the 21st century, where technology can be confusing.
There was an NFT skit on SNL, guys, this weekend. Go watch
that. Yeah, they sum it up pretty well. And look, we understood that probably a lot of the viewers watching, I mean, I think you guys are very smart, but not everyone wants to own their own platform. So I was kind of just putting it out there in hopes that it gets shared to the right people who would be interested in it. Tyler Lasagna says, I will consider it. If I get profit from my investment in Citibank, I'll think about it. And Major Respect saying, hey, what's up, Major Respect? I know you had placed a bid on StoryFire. Let's see how we're doing, guys.
What's up, Boston? We're trying. This is how we're trying to keep this thing alive right here, right now.
Yep.
We got 9 days. We got 9 days, guys.
We got any diehard StoryFire community members in here? I know we saw Brittany and Regenis.
We got Kyrie in here. What's up, Kyrie?
Kyrie. Yeah, so the current bid is we're sitting at 0.42 Ethereum, which is $764. I tried putting it onto the stream here. However, it's so fiery that it was lagging the stream. Like, the graphics so intense, the heat waves were causing my computer to melt. But
Jesse, can you talk about the buyout price? Because we set it at $1, but I think there's a limit for OpenSea, right? It's 1 ETH that they set that at, or how does that work?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask about the reserve price. So how it works is there's offers and then there's bids on OpenSea. Right now, the bid is going for $700 some, but everything's denoted in Ethereum, and it was set to a default of 1 Ethereum for the reserve price. So whoever bids 1 Ethereum, which is equal to right around like $1,800, will effectively be winning the auction. All the bids right now are kind of getting us to that reserve price. I think people were thinking that we set it to like maybe $100,000 or $1 million, just so the whole auction is a sham or whatever. But no, this is very real. That reserve price is only $1,800. So whoever bids that, then it becomes very real, and whoever has that bid in it will be the winner if nobody else outbids them in 10 days. Now, offers come in at any point. It's different than bids. at any point we can accept an offer if we want. So we wanted to accept Jeff Saxon's offer of like, a few dollars. We can definitely do that. We won't.
Let's not. Let's not.
We won't, but we can.
We love you, Jeff, but no.
Are you still both in control of the company? If the company along with the highest bidder, Dylan, so by the end of this 10 days, we have 9 days left. Brian and I will no longer have control of StoryFire.
It actually depends, though, because the
It
buyer
does depend.
might want to have Jesse and I involved in some fashion. I'm sure they will. We are kind of the gas here, so it really depends on who the buyer is, right, and how they want us to work alongside them. Hopefully, partner in some way, because that's our dream, right? To stay involved, keep on building this. But financially, this is the end of the road for funding on Jesse's side of the coin.
And it's crazy to think about that. Our baby might not be. It still always will be, but we're putting it up for adoption, so to speak. But is there a scenario where a creator buys StoryFire? Yes, they want me and Brian still attached. Brian's ran the company and managed the product for the last 3-4 years. I have my knowledge of the creator space and connections and large following on StoryFire. It would make sense whoever buys it once it's attached, but there could be a buyer who doesn't want to keep StoryFire alive. We're not ruling that out. And if that's the case, that's unfortunate. And ideally, we can weed out who the bidders are, and we'll be in contact with some of the higher bidders as we get closer to the end, so we can kind of work things out and see what they want to do and move from there. Because we can take offers at any point. Jack asked, if someone bids, do they have a lower chance than an offer? Jack, the bid is the real deal. That is like the eBay. So whoever owns or controls the bid by the time the auction's over will be the new owner of StoryFire. But we could accept an offer at any point. You'd think whoever is putting offers in would want to be the highest bidder, but if we like who that person is, say a Mark Cuban or somebody comes in and says they want to buy it for $1 million, and that's what their offer is, but the bid's already at $2 million, we might say, hey, Mark already got in touch with us, he trusts us, whatever. We can lock down that offer for $1 million and completely bypass the bidding. So it's tricky. It's super interesting. Watch Mr. Beast buy StoryFire. Hey, it's totally possible. Actually, the reserve amount is 1 Ethereum or $1,800. Which the thought that you could own a platform with millions of dollars of development put into it and all this for $1,800 is insane to me. So no doubt we'll see the bid a lot higher than it is now. It's probably gonna be in the second half of the auction.
Last 24 hours is gonna be nuts.
The last 20, yeah. And how OpenSea does it is the last 10 minutes. If there's a bid that rolls in the last 10 minutes, it'll extend another 10 minutes. So, this technically could go on for a month. We don't know. Brian, Cam asked, what's the monthly cost of running the platform?
Right now it's about between 10 and 12 grand with the usage that we have now and the team that we have now. So that's where we're currently at. Obviously, like, we ramp up really hard, we hire, a bunch of people and the traffic goes through the roof, like those costs grow with usage and with the team. But right now we're about 10 to 12 grand a month.
And so that's something to factor in, right? Whoever buys StoryFire, obviously if you want to keep it going, then you would need that kind of runway to keep it alive. And then if you want to grow it, then you need even more money. And that's why there could be a possibility that they get the platform and they don't want to pay the maintenance costs. It's like buying a brand new house. You don't realize it costs, so much money just for utilities and bills, and then you have to sell the house. So there's a lot of different scenarios at play here, and it's going to be pretty insane these next 9 days to see what shakes down. We've already gotten, outside of the bids, we've gotten some emails from individuals wanting to take meetings, things like that. So things are definitely happening. It's exciting, but then I think Brian and I are both like, what? What is happening?
It's hard to put this in words. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I see people also asking about like the Blaze debt and how that will work. You know, Blaze and cash out and all that stuff was something that was obviously a priority, but you know, with the marketing push, scalability became more important, security became a major issue. So we're almost done developing Blaze cash out, but there's still more work and development that's needed there, more testing that's needed there. So it's really kind of up to the new owner and how they want to move with that. So that's kind of an unknown. I mean, the goal and the vision is to have that, you know, working ASAP, but there's still more work on the development side there.
We came really close to finishing that, and knowing that whoever buys this, we can hand them over everything that we had in development to the point where a new buyer or new owner could have cash out relatively quickly if they prioritized it. And that's something, and we also hope that it can potentially live on the blockchain because we think there's a lot of utility in that. So hopefully we can get that, as I know a lot of people had a lot of Blaze, and we really wanted to see that. That was part of the entire vision, was being able to make the Blaze off content, earn tips and Blaze through that, and then being able to cash that Blaze out. Ty, thank you for $10, man. Would you say it's possible to run the platform on a low scale mode, cutting video, limiting the development, and cutting corners for under $500 monthly? Brian, is that possible?
So cutting out video, I mean, video is pretty expensive, right? But for $500 a month, I would say absolutely not.
I mean, there'd be no new development. So imagine.
I mean, just the servers alone, and our notification service alone would run almost that per month, right? There's a lot of like third-party software we have integrated, whether it's stuff that we need for deploying or notifications or security stuff, and all that stuff piles up. You know, we probably have 30 or 40 different pieces of software that we use in one way or another. You know, AWS is pricey. Our database, you know, we use MongoDB, Atlas. That's a very pricey pocket there too. So there's different ways to cut it up, but I don't think we can get it for $500 a month. I'll tell you that. That'll be a whole new product, I would think.
And
right?
that's one of the interesting scenarios, is somebody could buy StoryFire and completely change what the platform does.
Yeah, that's true.
They could strip it completely back. I know a lot of people really loved when StoryFire had competitive knockout mode, had just writing stories. Somebody could strip StoryFire back and just go right back to written content. The costs are going to be a lot lower to maintain. I mean, I don't know if you remember, Brian. Do you remember what like costs were monthly maintenance for written, like just on that? Way back in the day.
Yeah, maybe a third or a fourth of where we're at, you know, currently in this kind of maintenance mode. So yeah, it's, you know, a handful of thousands of dollars. I don't want to tell anyone, you know, what the price is, you know, I mean, because whatever you're going to do, you're going to have to weigh those options, you know, on your own. But like Jesse said, you know, you get control of StoryFire and you win the bid, you can make it whatever you want. You know, you can call it Unicorn Fire and start selling unicorns. You know, I mean, it's going to be in your control, right? Hopefully it stays in the version that it's in right now. We've all worked so hard to build and iterate and kind of what we all like, but it really will be out of our control to a big extent. You know?
Ashley had a good question here. So we talk a lot about the debt and the bills, though. How does StoryFire make money, and is it profitable? So if somebody was to take control of StoryFire, will they be getting some revenue come in or generating anything?
So yeah, the way we make revenue now is by ads, right? Blaze cash out, you know, whether that was going to be with money or with blockchain, that was something we were kind of internally debating for a long time, but there will be a split there on the cash out. We had a subscription feature that we were working on, so that's not done yet, but that was another stream of revenue. So there's kind of the three big buckets that we were thinking about, you know, potentially some branded content as well as we scaled. So we're spending more than we're making. That's how it kind of works with a lot of these companies for a long time. I think Twitter wasn't profitable for the first 10 years or so, right? And we're still pretty new in the space, and working on a sort of a shoestring budget that we had. We're just kind of working on features and retention stuff, and just listening to the community and getting what you guys really wanted. So yeah, that's that. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, because we talked a lot about like the few $1 million went into development, all this, but StoryFire has generated over 6 figures in revenue over the last 3 years. So, and a lot of that really depends on how many creators are making content, how regular that content is, how well it gets pushed. So we get paid through the ad revenue, and then people buying Blaze to transact within the app. Somebody asked if we're scared. Are we scared during all of this? We would be if we were just doing this frivolously, but we're not, because we don't have too much option. Either we go down quietly, the platform just shuts down, which is kind of where we were at a month and a half ago, or we try to make a big show of it and see if we can find somebody that can keep the vision alive, the passing of the torch. So really we're hopeful, we're optimistic that if there is supposed to be another alternative to YouTube or a creator video platform for artists, then that buyer will show themselves or will share it around. If there is not a juicy buyer, or there's not a deal to be made here, or the word doesn't spread organically enough, to me, that proves that there will not be another YouTube, and that there shouldn't be. And although people say there should be, the demand clearly is not there in the market. And so the fates would have it that it's done.
Yeah, this is like kind of the final test, right?
Exactly.
Reverse Josh, what's going to happen in the community built around the platform? It kind of feels like everyone's getting shafted and there's no clear path right now. We've been trying to foster this community for 3.5 years, Josh, and we've bled, Jesse's bled every penny he's ever made. And, I've sacrificed more than anyone will ever know. Right. So we've been really trying to make this happen, the traditional way. Right. So This is kind of our last effort to keep this fire lit, keep the community lit. That's why we just got to really spread the word and just kind of work all together for these last 9 days. You guys will create for the rest of your lives, whether it's on StoryFire or YouTube or the next platform or TikTok, wherever that might be. And, we'll always support that, But as far as being able to keep on pouring, gas in this fire, we're out of gas, essentially, right?
That's the
gas
yeah, that's the unfortunate part, is like we hit the wall where we really have done everything we can do. We've laid it all on the line. And really, StoryFire got let down by you guys. The community that used StoryFire is great, but as far as the market is concerned, the market did not want StoryFire. We really needed more creator support, and we really need investor support. And we took every meeting possible and really had pushed our numbers as high as we could with the budget that we had. And we needed more people to take a chance, or more people to believe in the product or use the product, and we didn't get that. So it's unfortunate, Josh, because I know we've worked tirelessly. You guys have, everyone in the StoryFire community has, but the nature of the beast is most fail, and we're tried our best. That's why we're trying so hard to make a big splash with this NFT, because we still believe that there's a way that there's a platform that could exist for creators, like actual creative artists, with Blaze and all this, but we just need the support from not just my fans. We need other creators, but they haven't shown up.
Yeah, and guys, what we've built here is amazing. Right? I mean, it's almost a miracle to see where we are with what we had and the small team that we had and the effect that we've made and the brand that we built. So there's a lot here to be proud of and stoked on. And look at our product. We have everything from video to storytelling to social to Blaze to DMs. I mean, it's wild what we have. We try to give you guys everything, that you wanted and asked for, and we saw being a fit. So there's a lot to be stoked here on. It's just, this is kind of the next page for the next 9 days, you know?
Yeah.
So let's get that trending StoryFire NFT. Let's go.
And it's unfortunate, right? Like, there's still demonetization on YouTube. There's still age restriction. There's still a lot of issues, censorship. The Blaze model I thought was really exciting because unlike Twitter, you can actually make Blaze off your social posts and tip it. It's really cool to see that gamified economy. And we read the market. The market said, hey, you know, I was getting screwed. A lot of my videos removed from YouTube. MVE, every episode got age restricted. I made no money off that series. So for us, to me, it seemed like there was a huge opening for an alternative video platform that highlighted, say, edgier creators. The apocalypse hit. However, over the years, it seems like people will say one thing is like, oh, I really want YouTube, or I really want another YouTube. There needs to be a competitor. But they will not support that competitor because they get all their viewers and all their money from YouTube. So, and then it gets to be this catch-22 where in order for StoryFire to get more users, we need big creators, and big creators don't want to come to StoryFire because they want users already there to watch their videos. So we've gotten trapped a few different times, and it's unfortunate. Why not pass down StoryFire to a creator who cares about the app? Devin, we're hoping a creator steps up and places a bid. It's going to be a huge financial responsibility for whoever that is. But hey, if you buy the platform for $1,800, that saves up some money to keep it going for however long.
Double Pulse, I think you asked if a couple different people could buy StoryFire with this auction, because it's an asset. There has to be one buyer here. So how that will look into the future, we don't know, but at the moment there will be one buyer here for StoryFire, one partner, you know, whatever we want to call it, however that looks.
Now, could people pool money together in a wallet and try and, I mean, we wouldn't know if it's all attached to one wallet, but it would all come out in the wash when we'd have to do kind of the paperwork, because how it's structured is you buy the NFT, you get the art, and then you unlock the code to StoryFire, so you could have everything to make your own platform, whatever. And then we do a separate transaction with our legal team to kind of finalize the deal and send over actually all the assets and everything. So.
Right. Ty, how much did ads generate for platform monthly? It really depends on the month. Like, we had some really big months, right? Like, Jesse, what was your biggest month alone on StoryFire, you think, for ad revenue that you made?
For my take, at least into the probably higher thousands of dollars.
Higher thousands. So, you know, we had 5 or 6 bigger creators doing that, and that was, you know, 70%. We did 70-30 split for ad rev. So, you know, there was some money coming in. Again, we're spending way more than we're making, so everything that we made went right back into business. So it gets tricky.
Payne says, why don't you try and get this on national news? So hey, if anybody has any connections or wants to push it, we're trying to do everything we can to spread awareness. That's why we're doing the live stream now. And guys, I hope you all join us. I have, I think, 5 Clubhouse invites. So I'll send those out to the chat, but we're going to move all over onto Epic Clubhouse, and we're going to file in there. We're going to field more questions, but we're also going to be trying to get the big wigs in there and be like, yo, you trying to drop some money on StoryFire?
Yep.
Mike says, if you end up selling StoryFire, what will you focus on next? I guess that'd be both of us. I'm still always... Ideally, we could stay attached to StoryFire and keep the vision going, because we've I don't know life without StoryFire. It's been years, and it's really become it's become our entire lives for Brian and I, and a lot of focus. So I definitely go back to making more content on YouTube or anything, and yeah, hopefully still be working on StoryFire and go to Brian for that.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. That's the dream. Devin, thoughts on me, Kyle, and Shallow owning the app? Do it. Love to have you. Would love to have you.
Throw an offer in while it's still reasonable, because I don't think it's going to last much longer. Yeah. There's a lot of people lurking right now in the stream, and who has been the last 24 hours, because this is just how it goes. And they are plotting their bids for the final day. They're thinking they're real sneaky and smart that they're gonna buy StoryFire for 10 grand in the final hours, but there's a lot of other people with that same intention, and we're not getting out of this thing without a bidding war.
Oh, it's going down. It's going down. Somebody's gonna want this fire, right? That we built here. What is it? What's this question here about a balance sheet? All the bids are live and everything's 100% transparent on OpenSea, right, Jess?
For bids and offers and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as like StoryFire, there's no debt. There's no debt that needs to be paid. It's not like we're giving you guys a sinking ship. Everything's paid for. It's good. There's just maintenance bills if you decide you want to keep it running.
We're giving you the car, guys, but you have to put the gas in, right?
Exactly. Shark Tank? Yeah, I mean, let's go. I mean, Mark Cuban, one of the main sharks on there, loves NFTs. So if you guys, if we can get his interest, that'd be epic. He might just want to collect it, though. He probably wouldn't want to run StoryFire. He would just want the NFT. Devin says, "What if we?"
Sorry, go ahead.
He said, "What if we don't have thousands of dollars?" Well, do you have to ask family members, friends? Somebody's got a rich uncle. Somebody. Brian,
what's up, bro?
What's up, Kevin? I saw Kevin Maska called the StoryFire NFT like 4 days ago.
That's.
How do you know that?
You talking to Kevin, Jess? What's going on?
I didn't say a word, dude. Were you? What?
I wish. Damn.
What are you gonna do, Brian? If StoryFire is not in the picture anymore, people are asking plans.
Plans.
You going to Disney
World?
World?
Just gonna keep creating, guys. You know, whether it's TV or film or commercials or what. Maybe do some painting. Keep on building.
Painting.
I'm a big painter. You didn't know that?
No, I did not. I had no. Are you serious?
You not see my watercolor review? I have like 7. Maybe that'll be the next NFT.
Well, yeah. Why didn't you paint this one?
Yeah. Slacking.
Should we delete StoryFire? No.
No.
Because then you're gonna miss out on Gary V owning it.
Yeah, I mean, people who deleted, I know there was almost a shutdown before, but the people who deleted then really regretted that because you never know what's going to happen, guys. You know, we are working every angle here for you, so I would not delete your account.
Yeah, we did leave. Yeah, some people were finding the NFT listing, the mock-up that we had, and then yeah, my OpenSea video tutorial, I gave a little nod.
Oh.
Yeah, it's some
Jesse.
Loose lips sink ships on the OpenSea.
Oh. Okay.
Another question was why didn't we crowdfund all of this? Which I almost lump it into the same barrel as the NFT sale. Both rely on the community efforts. The crowdfund would have been cool because everyone could throw their $5, $10 in and own a piece of StoryFire. That's something we explored. I hated the thought that you guys could all put your money in, and then 6 months from now, it still runs into the same issue of needing a lot of money. And that's ultimately the David versus Goliath story. You need tens and hundreds of millions of dollars to scale to the point of even matching big tech. Are we hoping VCs or somebody with big money could help us out there? It didn't turn out that way, so I didn't want to put that burden. Just like Brian didn't want me to keep paying StoryFire, I don't want you guys to have to put your money into StoryFire and know that it's still not going to be enough to really make waves. I mean, when TikTok blew up, it's because they had billions of dollars to make that happen. If you don't have money and you're running a tech platform, it's game over.
Yeah. What's up, Voodoo? Thanks for the note. That's super nice.
What if the next owner? What if the next owner of StoryFire has malicious intent? I don't see that. I don't know who would be willing to spend a lot of money to buy it and then just screw us. You know, I don't. That'd be pretty messed up. That'd be some Scrooge type behavior. We don't approve.
Yeah,
of
there's
that.
also there's the app stores. There's rules to the iOS and Android, Play Store. So, you can only push this stuff that far, right? So hopefully, the buyer maintains the vision or part of the vision that we built. And worked so hard to build here. So.
How should the StoryFire exclusive indie creators? Yes, we got Josh and Devin in here. Should we be concerned or excited for the future? Currently, Brian and I are excited because we are not only one day into this thing. We've already almost hit the reserve price, and I don't want to spoil anything, but we have some big creators that are going to really help push this sale. They're going to market this thing. And we think we're going to find a buyer through all this, and it'll be exciting because for the last 6 to 8 months, and Brian could attest to it, we've been in a maintenance period where we haven't been able to do much for the platform. We've been trying to raise the money. So whoever buys this thing is clearly going to be ready to support it and hopefully push it, and ideally also it's a creative as well. There's a lot of creators out there that have expressed interest in having their own platform or moving their content to somewhere where, like an OnlyFans or Patreon, Pornhub even, somewhere where they can monetize their content. So we're confident and hopeful that we're going to get a good buyer through all this, but it's going to come in the second half. So it's going to be a little like, $800 for StoryFire. But it's going to get better as it goes. So we're excited for all the StoryFire community members. I'd say just help us push this thing, and treat it like that last week that we almost shut down 2 months ago. That we still have our baby. It's still here. It still exists. And I don't want to see it die. So let's make sure people hear that this offer exists. And let's tag some people and make sure they know that you can own a platform for really cheap and can really crush the space.
Here. Excited for the future. Thanks, Slick. How are we gonna do these Clubhouse invites, Jess?
So if you just follow me on Clubhouse at McJuggerNuggets, then you'll get notified as soon as we start the room. And then if you guys don't have access to Clubhouse, let me know in the chat. I'll just I don't know how it works because I haven't used my invites yet. Invite a phone number. Oh, I think, do I got to invite using a phone number? Have you used your invites, Brian?
I think I have a couple left. Yeah. 2 left.
I think I might have to use a phone number. Can you just share a link or no?
I think it's phone number.
Oh, it's phone number. Never mind, guys. You gotta have Clubhouse. But you'll make sure you follow me at McJuggerNuggets on there, and then we're gonna start a big room. That'll be cool because we actually get to talk audio wise with you. M Defense, man. He keeps saying balance sheet, man. Balance sheet.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Kids beware. M Defense. No kids are buying StoryFire, my dude.
Let's see here. What else?
Striker Force.
We need to
Yeah.
get Trump to buy it. Ashley. You know what, Ashley? Trump is talking about building a social network. That is an interesting point.
There we go. I mean, we're not ruling it out, honestly. If anyone can get it.
So is my pillow guy. So, people want to build a social network. We're 4 years ahead of anyone. So
we did all the hard work. We did all the hard work. Somebody just has to come in with, right now, $1,000 and can buy it. Will there be any more YouTube series posted to YouTube if Story is bought and dissolved? Yeah, I mean, I'll have to come crawling back to YouTube with my tail between my legs and beg for sweet holy forgiveness. So,
You can do it.
I hope those still have me. I mean, we're on the stream right now. We haven't I haven't lagged out suddenly, inconspicuously. So I mean, I guess I'm all right. Justice said, "You don't know what a balance sheet is, and you want us to buy your business? I don't want you to buy my business."
I know you know what a balance sheet is. I don't know if you're talking in terms of the bidding.
Where's
for the
my
NFT,
balance
like
sheet?
a P&L statement.
Let me find my balance sheet.
I mean, of course, all that for serious bidders, there's going to be some due diligence that we'll have to go through, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, we're not gonna publicly put it out there, but for any serious buyers, like obviously for people bidding a few $100s, we're in the first inning right now. But for the serious buyers, we'll be directly in touch via email. We'll know who they are, and do all the due diligence and give them all the financials, whatever they need to say. Any more questions, guys? We're about to roll out into the clubhouse. Even though we'll probably keep it going maybe 10 more minutes because I was fashionably late. Maybe beyond fashionable.
Thank you to Kyle Brookwood. He's been a massive supporter. Really nice comment. Yeah, thanks for all your support, man. You were always there with us. We're not saying goodbye. This is no goodbye, guys, but appreciate the support here in our last days of this NFT. So
for real. Yeah, we appreciate anybody just in the last few days or even in the few months and the years of StoryFire. Those that have stuck with us through everything, it really does mean the world. And I know for all of us that have been a part of the last 3 or 4 years, to see it go down will be very sad and suck. But I know years from now, if we ever run into each other, we'll always have that bond like, yo, we were in the fire. We were there. I got a hoodie or whatever. That means the world to us because you believed in that vision. And it shows like a lot about everyone involved. So, to all you guys, thank you. And especially it's been hard given the last 6 months or so to put your faith still in the platform. So we appreciate it. And I'm grateful for those that understand that Brian and I's position and that we kind of doing what we have to do here. What if Josh says, what if the price is high enough or the right buyer isn't found? So yeah, it's selling as soon as it's over that reserve price, Josh. That's it. Whatever the bid's at, it is what it is. That was kind of part of the gamble. That's the part of the dice roll with the NFT sale. And the right buyer isn't found. The right buyer is the one who controls the bid. Because if we were not doing this NFT, we'd be right back to shutdown mode. And it would just be going out with no bangs.
Molly's good. Who provides your server infrastructure? I mean, we use AWS and MongoDB for server database stuff. There's more of a detailed listing on the NFT about like our tech stack, and maybe we will have more of a technical call, a technical AMA over the next week or so. So if you want to get into it, we can.
Flow Upbeat soliciting for a clubhouse invite. Anyone got him? Anyone hook him up? Get the man's digits.
Been on there since 2017. Jace Randia. Nice.
Ashley has a good question. Why sell 100% of the company instead of trying to get smaller investments? Similar to the community crowdfund, Ashley, what we've learned in the years, and especially with this recent marketing push, the marketing push just in of itself costs around $250,000, and we got some serious traction, but the users were not retained because there's more content, there's better functionality on all big tech. Big tech's going to continue to suck up everybody's attention. You can't, And I hate to be echoing the sentiment shared by some, because I used to believe that there could be an alternative, and I still think it's possible. You need tens of millions of dollars once again. So could Brian and I score a $300,000 investment? Could we score $1 million investment? We haven't, but that would be incredible and would help, but it's not going to be what we need. It's only going to take us a little bit of the way. We thought we would have gotten something by now, and the fact that we didn't, even asking for a little bit, has been telling. So it's going to be a long road, and also we needed more creator support. Like I said, the market answers all your questions, and it's really shown us. It's shown us the door more than anything, and even my own audience. We have a lot of fans, diehard fans that support StoryFire, but there's a lot of people that really hate StoryFire. You'd think if it was so great that everyone would want to come over to StoryFire, support it, and push us on. Same with other creators. We have not been met with that. And that doesn't mean we should shut it down, but this has been the case for a while now. So we wish it was. If it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it'd be different. What is your opinion on the other video sharing sites? BitView, Vanillo. There's a lot of them. I think. I mean, Brian, what are your thoughts? I've been talking a lot.
There's been a lot of other people who have tried this on various levels. There's more kind of like template video sharing platforms, and there's platforms that have been, built from scratch, like a VidMe did, in the past, and they built a great community. And we're seeing things even like remember a Go90 platform, right? Mm-hmm. Or what was the other one, Jesse? The big one. Vessel was a massive one. They raised like $160 million or something, mm-hmm. right? And even they had issues trying to be everything to everyone, right? So I would say, niche is good, right? And we thought that's what we were kind of building here, was like the storyteller kind of niche, not trying to be every video to every person. And even that being said, it is tricky. So I think there's definitely someone who's going to come around and try this again and again and again, because mm-hmm. like I always say in our kind of pitches, if YouTube is the HBO, where's the AMC? Where's the TNT, right? Where are the other alternatives? There have to be, right? Yeah. And I think there will be in some other way. Just don't let it is yet.
And we see that. We see all the competition with streaming platforms, with Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Netflix, Disney Plus, and there's 10 more. And then we're going to maybe see some fall off the wayside, a few years from now, or they shutter the service, but the company's still okay because it's such massive conglomerates running these streaming platforms. But Brian brought up a good example of Verizon with Go90. Brian and I sold our movie, Psycho Family, to Verizon for Go90, and Go90 shut down. Like Brian said, hundreds of millions of dollars they shut down. They were soliciting deals from all creators, paying in massive bags of money. Were able to bring some traffic over. It was missing the social media component, a lot of things. It's still shut down. Vessel, they were soliciting, offering hundreds of thousands of dollars to myself, other creators to put their content on. Shut down. We just saw.
Look at Quibi.
Right? Over $1 billion. I mean, I don't know how they that one up. But $1 billion just shat the bed, couldn't compete.
It was actually $1.8 billion, almost $2 billion,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
So people are trying, guys, and people will continue to try, because video is, and storytelling is kind of where it's at, right?
Yeah, there's only one game in town, and it's YouTube for user-generated content. I mean, TikTok kind of, yeah, but as far as the suite of monetization tools and discovery, YouTube runs the game, and there's nothing wrong with YouTube doing it. It's just that when you have all the power concentrated in one central body, you're going to get some issues, and especially when there's a lot of automation involved too, or there's robots running the platforms or algorithms. We need more diversity in the ecosystem, and we've even seen a lot of streaming platforms shut down with Mixer, or ones I can't even remember their damn name because they've been dead for so long. Subby says, what's the reserve price? It's only 1 Ethereum. That's it. $1,800 and the platform's yours. I will take the website for free. Dylan, we'll hit you up.
We might be hitting you up.
We'll hit you up, bro. They did everything possible as influence and still failed. Why would we succeed? M Defense, it'd have to go to somebody. Like, we took a lot of meetings with, say, Comcast, or it'd have to be one of these big companies to buy something like this. Somebody with some deep pockets, or another creator who can maybe do a better job of rallying the creators together, or can push more of their audience to it. I think we could continue to do some great. We've done some really incredible things over the last 3 years with the budget we've had. You know, if we had $3-5 million more dollars, we could keep scaling it to the point it could raise more money, but we didn't get that. So it's certainly possible. We still think, or else we wouldn't be in this game, that there can be an alternative. It's just whoever this goes to, they have to have some deep ass pocketbooks. It's got to be like Jeff Bezos' ex-wife or something, you know? Create a juicy competitor. Ice Poseidon is a multimillionaire looking to buy StoryFire. All he needs for you to get in touch with him on his Twitter. Hey, would love another creator to have a hand. We'll definitely do so. Or you know, if he wants to contact me, that would be great. DMs on Twitter are open to anyone.
Ice Poseidon, interesting.
Yeah, and that's Brian and I are anticipating some creators wanting to own this. Justice, if you're actually interested in the platform, we see no harm done in just placing a bid for $2,000, right? I mean, you can flip it and make more, or just hold on to the NFT collectible, and no doubt it'll be worth something later on. However, if you're looking for whatever reason to just up the bid all of a sudden to a lot and want to do more due diligence, shoot me an email, or Brian, Jesse@StoryFire.com, Brian@StoryFire.com, and we can start jumping into the financials. Da Vinci, Brian and I will own 0% of StoryFire once it's sold. However, the buyer has the option, and if we agree to the terms, that we can still be on the project. It's really whatever the buyer wants to do. Guys, we're gonna field just a few more questions, and then we're gonna move this party over to Clubhouse.
What's up, Christopher Smith? How you doing?
Did Lance Stewart bid yet? No, Dana. Maybe he will. I saw he just sold his R8. Maybe he'll take that money and throw down. Amber, how come the StoryFire save video was deleted? We deleted all those videos. First off, they're not really narrative driven, which I like to keep the channel to that. And it was a set time that we covered everything. I didn't want people to think that StoryFire was still shutting down, because that doesn't breed good faith in what we're building. But now here we are selling an NFT. So, what happens to the merch, Dana? Any StoryFire merch, you can still buy it. Whatever supply we have is what we have left. You know, some people might want to buy it as like a commemorative piece or something, but we might even just start giving away for free. Is $10,000 okay to buy StoryFire? Ethan, that's what I wanted to do. Share the link in the chat. Guys, here's the listing. If anyone in here wants to be our first bid over $1,000, you can do that. There's the NFT listing, guys. You might need to copy paste that. I don't think it's clickable. But we will, yeah, freshy fresh. If you want to buy the platform for $1,000, you'll be the highest bidder. Let's get it going. We have not had a bid yet today. It's just quiet.
People watching.
It's the calm before the storm. And it's a little tricky if anyone needs to understand how to use OpenSea. There's a video on my finance channel, just Tyler Ridgway, that'll tell you how to hook up your crypto wallet to OpenSea so you can place a bid in.
What else? What else, Jess?
News story, as far as StoryFire mods, Discord staffs, that'll all remain, because it's not going to be an overnight thing when the auction ends. There's going to be a lot of transfer stuff. It's going to come down to what the buyer wants. If the buyer wants to maintain the platform, I'd imagine all the mods will remain the same, and we'd advocate to keep you guys on. And same goes for the Discord, because whoever's buying this, why not let the people who've been running it continue running it? They just have majority stake, and then also let the community members who know the platform so well run it as well. Boogie1488, if you follow me on Clubhouse at McJuggerNuggets, you'll be notified as soon as I start a room, and we could all jump in there. Any final questions, guys, before we jump into the Clubhouse? I mean, you guys can field questions in there as well. We're going to probably have, I wouldn't be surprised if we have some creators join or some other industry folk in there. So you can just totally listen in on the convo. Or we can bring you in and we can chat. If StoryFire gets bought and is rebranded, change it to something completely different, do you try and do something new with StoryFire in the future or leave it be? I mean, at that point, it's their property. If they want to do whatever and we're not attached anymore, then Brian and I, we just let it be. That's their thing. We were going to have a subscription feature, paid subscription. We did not get that feature finished. Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate that. Steven said we'll buy the company for $50,000. Well, Steven, let's get that bid on the OpenSea, man.
Let's go.
That's what we need. We need to rustle the jimmies, get everyone interested. Because people don't think it's real. People don't understand you're going to own a whole platform like worth millions of dollars and all this infrastructure. Like, you're getting it for a steal. Once we get a big bid on the table, even if it's not the final bid, at least people are like, oh, wait, this is a real thing and not some joke. Because we're just serious.
So when's the next AMA, Jess? Do we know yet? We'll feel it out here.
So yeah, we're going to feel some more stuff on Clubhouse, and then we'll probably do another one of these AMAs on day 5, probably right at the halfway point of the auction, and then we'll do another one right at towards the end, the final few days, and then I'll probably be live streaming again on the last day in those final hours, and we will get the listing shown on the screen, because I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory right now, but this thing will be flying in the final days, and if it's not, damn, there's the final answer right there. But yeah, guys, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here, and just know we'll be back to regular content soon, and that we'll be doing more AMAs in the very near future. And to all you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the questions. Brian, thank you for hopping in here and talking to these peeps. What's our guesses here? Somebody asked, is it going to be over $5,000, Brian?
Yes. You want to go over under on $5,000? I'm going over.
I'll go over too. So you have no bet.
Dang.
I mean,
I have no idea what's going to happen here. I mean, hopefully there's a buyer that comes along and wants to keep the vision here and keep going, and we're all part of it. But I have no idea what's going to happen. I really don't. We just got to get the word out. That's it.
If there's a scenario where the highest bid on April 7th is $5,000, what happens?
April 7th, $5,000.
The final.
So the man who bid $5,000.
That's it.
I mean, it is what it is. This is why we're doing it. I mean, once it hits the G, it's it's there, right?
I mean, technically speaking, $5,000 is $5,000 we wouldn't have seen otherwise had we just shut down. So in theory, we made out like band. Not at all, but
well, the legal fees to even close the business probably $5,000's not even cover that. So
Jesus, shipping not included, free shipping.
Not included. We cover the shipping.
Dang. All right, guys, we're going to hop into the clubhouse, guys. There'll probably be a quick little 3-minute, 5-minute intermission here before we're live on the clubhouse. But make sure you file in, because how big can these things get? Are they gonna
massive? We got room, but there's a limit. There might be like a couple 100-person limit.
I think there might be a limit, so make sure you guys are in on this. But thank you guys so much for awesome stream. Thank you for all the tips, the donos. If I missed you, I'm sorry. But we'll be live again shortly. But see you guys on Clubhouse. Love you, Jay's death. Don't forget to keep it rigid and stay lit.
See you guys. Thanks for the support. See you, Jess.
See you, man.